We have a new player with us today.
Yep. We've got
you do.
There he is.
Brickroad. We've got Brickroad, other McDohl, and Stiv.
I guess technically that's 2 new players because I haven't played before.
Oh yeah. But you're not a new person. Everyone knows you. This is your stream.
I would hope they do. Yes.
I don't know who you are.
So I'm at the red part of the table today, guys. I'm over here, and Nick has taken my seat.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, I'm running Apocalypse World today.
Lord Bonerkun III has taken the green seat.
Yep, that's me.
So let's talk about these little figurines here because
these are some of the first figurines I found, and I was like, okay, well this is a game about people, and these are all vaguely human looking. Let's just have these.
Oh man, I look like a cool dad.
This one looks like Velma from Scooby-Doo holding daggers. Yeah, I'm taking Velma.
That does not surprise me in the least.
So you're saying your Battlebabe is going to look like Velma?
That would be awesome. Listen, I was always a Velma guy. Daphne never did it for me.
Well, yeah, I mean,
you can't see
Velma's
my mouse
way
for
more
some reason.
awesome.
I know exactly why you can't see my mouse. Is because in OBS I have the setting set that you can't see my mouse. So I will fix that, and then you should be able to see my mouse again. You should be able to see it now. All right,
cool.
Preview window open. Okay. Yeah, because in most games you don't want to see my mouse. Like when I'm playing Metal Gear or something, you don't want a mouse cursor on the screen.
Right.
All right. So what is Apocalypse World? What is this game?
Okay. Apocalypse World is the story RPG about the post-apocalypse. The intro setting is no one remembers how or why. The oldest living survivors have childhood memories. You know, crazy things happening, society in chaos, blood-colored half sky, and everything is different now. It's a post-apocalypse. Society is completely broken down. You're in some kind of little enclave of maybe society. But things are going wrong for you at all times. Like, there's no peaceful day ever in Apocalypse World. Something is always breaking, someone is always after you. Your life is always interesting. And the main feature of Apocalypse World, besides it being a post-apocalypse, is there is now something in the world called the Psychic Maelstrom, which is this quasi-supernatural thing that's always this, like, kind of omnipresent background psychic radiation that you can use to your advantage, but it has possible serious cost to it. So what we're going to do is this session is just going to be on us making our characters, basically, and explaining kind of some of the rules of the game, and possibly playing a little bit.
Okay. And don't get a big head or anything, but apparently we are the #1 Apocalypse World stream on Twitch right now.
Yeah. Yeah, Apocalypse World, usually I've seen it played on Roll20. I don't think I've ever seen anyone play it on tabletop, so this should be interesting.
I barely see anybody play anything on tabletop as far as RPGs go.
Alright, so you have your references with all the different character classes, which in this game are called playbooks. So, like the Battlebabe that Brickroad is so enamored with, that's a playbook.
I didn't even have to look at the whole list of classes. I just saw Battlebabe and was drawn to it.
Yeah. But there's 10 others besides the Battlebabe, and each of you can only be one, because in the world of Apocalypse World, like, there might be other people who might be described as a Battlebabe, but you are the Battlebabe.
Okay. So it's like a cinematic kind of setting, then.
Right. Like, there could be other doctors in the world, but there's only one angel.
So I'm gonna play a Battlebabe named Osprey.
Okay.
We're gonna have like a nautical theme. So, do we generate stats in this game, or is it like a point buy?
You are going to generate stats, and some of your stats are going to come on your character, like your playbook. So, like if you scroll down to Battlebabe, it says like you get plus whatever. I think it's like you get like +2 hot or something. Yeah. So creating Battlebabe, it's the second page of that thing, and it says you get to choose one set of stats.
Okay. Oh yeah, choose one set of stats. You get all the basic moves. Choose 2 Battlebabe moves. For the benefit of our viewers and players, why don't we just run through all the classes real quick? Give us a 1 or 2 line description of each one.
Yeah, they've got good descriptions up in. Oh, great.
And maybe like an example from a movie or a game or something.
Yeah. Why doesn't someone else start that? Because I've got to restart. Fox Reader just crashed.
Well, the only one I've read is the Battlebabe, because literally the first word I saw on the page when I opened it was the word Battlebabe, and it's awesome. And I didn't read any of the other ones. And as far as I can tell, the Battlebabe is just essentially quiet. Like, the Battlebabe gets an ability where she has an armor bonus if she's naked. So...
Are you just going to roll up quiet? Is that what's about to happen?
No, I'm not really into just rolling up existing characters.
All right, good.
So let me warn you though that the Battlebabe is quiet in one respect, in that she's a very dangerous person who probably is very seductive, but it's not like quiet in another respect, in that not as good at quiet as killing people.
Oh, I should hope not.
Yeah. So you're dangerous, but also you're dangerous to yourself.
Yeah, she has an ability that basically she foresees her own death and then suffers penalties for the rest of the combat.
Yeah,
if she rolls weirdly.
Then there's the Angel, which is the doctor. The Angel is the guy who, when you're broken and bleeding, fixes you up.
That will not be me.
You're done with playing the priest, right?
Can't imagine
a little
why.
bit.
For a little while. There's the Brainer, which, if we're extending the NGS references, this is Psycho Mantis.
Okay.
Brainers are the creepy, disgusting psychics of Apocalypse World. They're the best at tapping into the psychic maelstrom. There's the Chopper, who is basically kind of like the armory man, as far as I can tell. He might have what you need. There's the Driver, which is the most self-explanatory class in the game. The Driver drives. The Driver is Furiosa from Mad Max. The Driver is amazing behind the wheel of a car.
Okay.
All those war boys, those drivers. They worship their cars. Their cars are amazing. The Gunlugger is just brute force. Will kill you if you look at her funny. Just absolutely the baddest ass in Apocalypse World. The Hardholder is the leader. Maintains the whole shebang, the whole compound, whatever we want to call his little his fiefdom. But gets all the headaches of trying to keep leadership along with that.
Okay.
The Hocus is the cult leader. So if there's some kind of messed up religious ideas going around in the post-apocalypse, the Hocus is one of the forefront priests of whatever is happening there. There's the Operator, which has a million gigs going on at any time and is always beholden to somebody, but at least always is getting a profit out of it. The Savvy Head, who is this kind of spookily, preternaturally gifted fix-it man. If anything breaks down, and something's always breaking down in the post-apocalypse, then the Savvy Head is going to be the guy who can fix it. And that goes for situations, too.
This image of the Savvy Head kind of looks like Charles Manson.
Kind of, yeah.
A little bit.
And then there's the Skinner, who has everything beautiful and desirable. And if there's anything you want to do that isn't just the barest survival, it's the Skinner that you go to for it. So those are the 11 playbooks.
Okay.
that exists in Apocalypse World. One of them's accounted for, so the other two guys can choose from the other 10.
I was going to say, exploring the other playbooks did not change my mind in the slightest.
Yeah.
I like the way the driver sounds.
Okay.
It tickles my. As a car guy, I like the idea of role playing the car guy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so here's
my
a question:
depth,
how ridiculous do you want this to be?
We play as if Puck's World was a real place. I have played a game where, like, so imagine the apocalypse is, it's Fury Road. It's not Beyond Thunderdome, because I've played a game where the players treated it as completely ridiculous, and it was not a lot of fun.
Okay. In that case, let's see here. So we got. No, I'm going to do it anyway. I'll play a Hocus.
Okay. Awesome. So we got a Hocus, a driver, and a Battlebabe. Let's see. So what you do. So the way that character creation goes, you can go ahead and look down at your actual playbook, which is further below, and it'll have a lot of stuff about what kinds of things that you take. Let's see if I can open that without this thing crashing. So, like Brickroad's Battlebabe, for instance, when you just go to the section marked creating a Battlebabe or driver or Hocus, and it'll just say it has a step-by-step process for this. So the naming list is suggestions. You don't have to choose it, but like they just have an aesthetic direction to go with. Let's see. And the stats, let me see if I can find a good explanation of the stats, although they're pretty self-explanatory. Cool is your coolness under fire. Whenever you're trying to do something that's extremely difficult, or being made difficult for you for whatever reason, you would roll cool. Hard is whenever you're just trying to impose your will, essentially. Hard-hearted, violent, aggressive, strong-willed. That's hard. Hot, self-explanatory again. Attractive, subtle, gracious, sexy, beautiful, etc. Sharp is basically intelligence, sharp-witted, clever, alert, etc. Weird is your brainer stat, just like, what is happening here? And history is something that we'll go through together. Everyone has history with each other's characters.
Okay, so where it says stats, we're not actually rolling any dice. We're just picking one of these sets from the playbook.
Yep.
Okay. So all of my stat selections give me a cool +3.
Should we just start filling out the character sheets here?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
I mean, listen, I'm just happy to know that I'm the coolest, just right off the bat. I already suspected, I'll be honest. I suspected, but it's nice to have it confirmed.
Skin is our character class, yeah?
Yeah, that's the playbook.
All right.
So you're doing the Hocus.
Yeah, Hocus. All right.
I almost typed Battletoad.
You could be a Battletoad.
That would be an interesting take on Apocalypse World, because Battletoads are kind of a post-apocalypse thing. You got the whole Dark Queen. Maybe you'll meet gang members named Zitzrash and Pimple. Who knows? Yeah, so underneath all the stats, it says you get all the basic moves and then 2 of your own particular moves, which are over on the right. So while you're doing that, I'm going to go through the basic moves for you.
Okay.
As soon as I get to them.
Now, some of this terminology,
Mhm.
This is
Yeah,
roll,
go ahead and ask if you.
roll plus hot. On a 10 plus, hold 2.
So what that means is you roll the d6 and add your hot score,
Okay.
and or you roll 2d6. All rolls are 2d6 plus whatever score. The hold. What move are you looking at?
Dangerous and sexy.
Oh, dangerous, sexy. Yeah, that just means you have basically 2 tokens. And it's you see where it says spend your hold 1 for 1 to make. So you can spend one of your hold to do one of the things on this list.
Okay.
Or well, yeah, usually there's a list, but
Well, I mean, it explains exactly what to do. It says spend your hold
right.
1 for 1 to make eye contact with an NPC present who freezes or flinches and can't take action until you break it off.
Yeah, so that's exactly what it means. It basically means you just have tokens. Let me see if I can.
And if I roll 10 or higher, I get 2 such tokens. On a 7 to 9, I get 1 such. So if I roll really well, I can immobilize 2 people.
Yeah.
Just by being hot.
Mm-hmm.
I have this character concept in my head, which is closer to like Shigo from Kim Possible than Quiet.
I don't know that reference. Okay.
Wait, you're telling me that a grown man doesn't watch Kim Possible? Are you sure?
The basic moves: do something under fire, which is basically anytime you're under stress, and you're trying to do something. This is doing something on fire, and you roll plus cool. On a 10, you do it. On a 7 to 9, you flinch, hesitate, or stall. MC can offer you a variety of things. When you go aggro, going aggro on someone is basically threatening them. You roll plus hard. On a 10 plus, they have to choose. They can force your hand and suck up whatever damage you're about to inflict, or cave and do what you want. On a 7 to 9, they have various other options. I'm never going to read on a miss. This is what happens because the same thing happens on a miss every single time. I get to choose what happens, and you're not going to like it.
Okay. And these moves, by the way, the basic moves are just listed right next to your stats in that playbook. They're right there.
Oh, yeah? Are they?
Yeah. In case you need to reference them, you got your stats, then right next to moves, what you can do with each stat.
Oh, that's good. That's really
helpful.
handy.
Okay, yeah, I see him there. Seize by force. This is the move when, like, the weapon's drawn, you're facing off against somebody. Like, there's conflict about to happen right now, and you're saying, I'm going to go through this. Anyway, that's seizing something by force. Bad things are going to happen to both you and them because you're going to have a fight. On a 10, you choose 3 from this list. You take definite hold of it, you suffer little harm, you inflict terrible harm, or you impress, dismay, or frighten your enemy. On a 7 to 9, you choose 2 of those things. On a miss, you get none of those things. So when you do the seize by force move, like, what's going to happen is everybody is going to attack. All the guns are going to go off on both sides. You're going to take the harm that they inflict, minus your armor. They're going to take the harm that you inflict, minus their armor. And then whatever modifiers you get from your seize by force roll, then those kick in. Seduce and manipulate. This is basically like the persuader option in D&D. Mm-hmm. You roll plus hot until you tell them what you want first, and then you roll plus hot. On a hit, they ask you to do something for them, and they will do it if you promise. On a 10 plus, it's up to you whether you keep that promise. On a 7 to 9, they will need you to do something to assure them right now. Let's see. And then there's a read a situation, which, remember how McLean was always saying in D&D, what do you think would happen if I did this? Mm-hmm. That's an actual move in Apocalypse World.
Okay.
You can read a charged situation. On a hit, you can ask me questions. Whenever you act on one of my answers, you take a +1 to that roll, to whatever it is you're doing. On a 10 plus, you get 3 questions for me. On a 7 to 9, you get 1. You can also, there's a read a person, which is similar. But the questions, like if you look at the list, there's a basic moves in your playbook, and I think it's near the end. No, it's on page. It explains all the basic moves for you. Somewhere.
Are there page numbers? 33-ish, somewhere around there. Is basic moves.
But anyway, the point is that there is a specific list of questions you're allowed to ask. You can't just ask me any question on reading a situ or reading a person.
Where's my best escape route? What's my best way in? What's my best way past?
Yeah, this is page, 26 on your playbooks.
Oh,
it explains all the basic moves.
Okay. Who's in control?
Read a person. Read a person is your character telling truth? What's they really feeling? What do you intend to do? What do they wish I'd do? How can I get your character to do something?
We actually house ruled a system like that into D&D 2nd edition one time. I forget how it went. That's the end of the story. I don't remember how it worked. It had something to do with playing cards.
Oh.
We broke it down into suits, and like the answer you got would determine what... I forget exactly how we did it. And I don't remember how it worked in practice. We don't do it anymore, if that tells you anything.
Yeah. Then there's open your brain to the world's psychic maelstrom is a move you can make. For like, if you want to know something and it's not on that list, then you can open your brain to the world's psychic maelstrom. And you roll plus weird. On a hit, I will tell you something new and interesting. On a 10 plus, I'll give you good detail about it. On a 7 to 9, I'll give you some vague impressions about it. And then I will ask you some questions about your character, which you must answer honestly. Because when you open your brain, you get stuff from the World Psychic Maelstrom, but it gets stuff from you too.
I did play a character like that once. Have you ever heard of a game called Deadlands?
No, I think I've heard of it. Well, how did it work there?
It's a weird, like, magic Wild West game, but I played a character called a Huckster, and his ability was to create magical effects by playing poker with a demon in his brain. So anytime I wanted to cast a spell, I had to play an actual hand of poker against the DM. And that determined the effect of the spell. So, opening the brain to weird situations, that's a common thread through a lot of RPGs, and it's always a lot of fun.
Pokedude says Apocalypse World isn't developed Twitch game. We're playing nothing right now.
We're playing nothing. That's alright.
Yeah.
Well, technically we're just learning the rules. We're not playing anything yet.
Right. Right. Then there's the last move is Help or Interfere, which you roll on your history with them. You have to say what you're doing to help or interfere. On a hit, they take +1 to their roll, which is a help, or -2 to interfere. On a 7 to 9, they get that same thing, but you're also exposing yourself to some badness, some fire, danger, or retribution. So I should say that all these, these all say on a 10 plus or on a 7 to 9, something slightly worse happens. But all these are going to be essentially successes for you. Like even a 7 is basically success. You can get what you want to happen on a 7. It's just something else is going to happen. There's going to be strings attached.
That sounds like the partial successes in Mouse Guard is the closest that I played recently. Because there's no such thing as a failure in Mouse Guard. There's only success at a cost.
There are misses in this game.
Right.
On a miss, the Master of Ceremony is what this game calls the DM.
Mm-hmm.
Gets to make what's called a hard move against your character. And there's a whole list of hard moves I get to make.
So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
What is HX?
That's history.
History. Okay, I see that here.
Yeah, you're not going to mark history yet. We're going to go around the table and do all that together.
No, I only asked because it comes up in one of my moves.
Oh yeah.
In Ice Cold, if I attack another player, I roll HX instead of hard. I just want to know how easy it's gonna be to murder these other guys. I'm gonna send them both to Osprum's locker.
Osprum's locker.
Okay, I think I've selected both of my moves.
Okay, cool. How are you guys doing?
I was thinking about Merciless, but I decided on Perfect instead.
Alright, let's see here. I think that I'm actually going to go for Frenzy as my bonus, one of the moves, which is I basically can ask a crowd to do stuff for us for 2d6 plus weird.
Is that
Or
any
they
crowd?
could, or they could turn on us.
I'm debating between my second move, whether I want Weather Eye, which is when you open up with a Psychic Maelstrom, roll Sharp instead of Weird, or Daredevil. I just feel like being reckless.
Well, I mean, you tried out that Barbarian.
I did.
Weeks ago. You had a taste of
I
it
did.
now.
Well, also being reckless is really easy. It's like, consequences. Fuck it.
It really is.
Well, actually, what I should do is I should probably go for Collector, considering that the given move to me, No Shit Driver, is basically whatever my car is, I add to it. So if I have more cars, I can add more things, right? That's how that works, right?
Sure, I guess.
I just noticed that the inventory part on the sheet is labeled Gear, Custom Shit, Barter, and Notes.
Yeah.
Like, shit is a section on the character sheet.
I think I'm going to take Charismatic too, which is when trying to manipulate, I roll plus weird instead of plus hot.
Okay, I've got a similar move. I took Ice Cold. Whenever I aggro, I roll plus cool instead of plus hard. So we've got 4 players. It's me, McDohl, Steve, and Steve's keyboard.
Yeah, that's right.
It's got a lot to say.
There won't be so much typing when we actually start playing, I don't think.
Yeah.
Alright, so I've made it down to gear.
Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, in the book is called Your Character's Crap.
Nice.
Oh, so they pulled that punch in the book? That's
Yeah.
too bad.
So everything I just said, I'm not going to do, and I'm taking good in the clinch. Rolls plus sharp instead of plus cool. When you do something under fire.
You might want to note that in the moves list.
Yeah.
Instead of just writing the name.
Yeah, that is a good idea.
Alright, so I'm seeing a lot of stats. I'm seeing a lot of moves. I'm not seeing a lot of names.
Yeah, I need to go with a good name.
Or looks.
Naming is like the
Brickroad's
hardest
got
part.
his taken care of. Good
Yeah,
Brickroad.
I'm good. I'm good to go.
Look at me destroying the spreadsheet.
So I'm guessing like every class has a move that essentially substitutes their best stat for the regular stat you do with that move.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Because I think we all took that.
Alright, so that's moves. Gear.
Oh, I just realized that I marked my stat down wrong. That's
Oh, yeah?
supposed to be a -1. There. I'm not weird at all. I'm totally normal. No weird to be had here.
I think Fox 3 is about to crash. It's been acting up ever since I switched to Windows 10. Sometimes it would just crash my entire computer when I tried to open up the D&D PDF.
Sawed-off shotgun. Awesome. That's my gun.
One of my options says hidden, and the bonus is plus infinite.
Oh yeah, is that knives?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Let's see. What are you looking at?
Custom hand weapons under the Battlebabe gear.
Okay. 2 custom weapons.
This is base, choose 1, options, choose 2. And at the bottom it says hidden, and the bonus just says plus infinite.
What page is that?
Page... Well, our pages are different, I think, because our screens are different sizes. It's page 8 for me.
Okay.
Oh, I gotta create a car.
I have to create a whole cult, so you get it easy.
Yeah.
I just gotta pick weapons and I'm done. I'm gonna scroll down and look at their car creation stats. That sounds cool. Oh yeah, look at this. This is really complicated.
Yeah, plus infinite just means like, so if it's a weapon, well, plus infinite means you're never without it.
Okay.
Even if someone disarms you, you have another gun hidden somewhere on you.
Of course I do. Yeah, right.
And that could be another gun, could be another knife, whatever. The point is, you always have it.
Now, I don't want to influence your decision or anything, but looking at the car options, one of the options for looks is spikes and plates. So now I'm picturing like this wacky armadillo tank. Oh yeah, here's the cult creation rules.
Yeah, they're crazy. I'm gonna have to go through those. I'm probably gonna need an entire other table for the cult.
Your followers
should I
are
just-
joyous and celebratory, surplus plus party.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna go for plus party. Well, I don't know, maybe. I don't want to actually pick my character's name until I've created the cult.
Yeah, no, you got that right. Make sure you
Yeah.
do the cult first. And then...
Alright.
Yeah, no, the car profile I'm picking is power +2, looks +1, 2 armor, and weakness +2. That is, yep.
The simplified, like, barter system here reminds me of the wealth stat in White Wolf, which is the only...
Oh, how did that work?
You had a resources stat that you filled in with dots. Everything in White Wolf was done with dots. And you had resources from 1 to 5, and that just detailed how rich you were. You did not have to keep track of your actual holdings or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like if your Donald
we're
Trump
gonna-
would be a 5, 1 would be a street beggar.
We might get a little bit more specific with exactly how barter works in whatever community we have, but we're not going to get to the level of saying, "Oh, I have these specific things, and that's my money."
Right. But yeah, it looks similar to this, like saying, okay, if your resources is at 3, this is basically the lifestyle you can maintain. If you choose to do a one-time enormous expenditure, you can do it, but then you lower your resources down to 2.
Yeah.
That looks very similar to this.
What kind of things are you thinking for your cult? What are you looking at?
I'm writing it in. So let's see here.
Psychics who love to party.
He's got the Manson cult going.
I just realized my cell phone's not in reach, so I'm going to take 2 seconds to go fix that,
Okay.
or else my wife will kill me.
All right.
Oh, I should roll for fortune right now too.
You can, but I think you can also do it just at the beginning of the session.
Okay.
We're not quite in a session yet. We might
Okay.
get-
I'll wait till the start of the
near the end.
session then. Yeah,
Yeah.
So I'll do it at roll during. Should I do that during gear then, or roll at start of first session?
At the start of the session.
Okay.
I've watched too much Top Gear. I'm staring at COUPE, and in my head, I just hear Jeremy Clarkson go, "Coupe." Like, no, it's a coupe. It's a coupe.
Okay, now my phone's not dead, and I won't get murdered. That would be a really bad way to end the stream if my wife just came home and I tried to call you and your phone was dead, so now I'll murder you.
At least the murder would be recorded.
That's true. Although, if any of you knew my wife, you wouldn't dare testify against her. So let me double check these stats and make sure I didn't accidentally give myself a negative sharp, because that would be bad. I don't
No,
think
your
I did.
stats they look right to me.
Okay.
Your cult sounds interesting.
They're always on drugs, plus desperation, and they're pretty much lepers, plus disease. You know, Weird Al Yankovic has a song called Party at the Leper Colony. We're going to appoint that as your cult's theme song.
All right.
For all we know, in the post-apocalypse, Weird Al Yankovic might be the god that these people revere.
The reason why I asked my initial question about how wacky you wanted this to be was I did initially think about Lord Boner Coon and that his followers would be devoted to anime.
That would be awful.
That would be the worst.
Awful.
That's why I chose not to do it. I think my girlfriend overheard me because she laughed really loud from downstairs.
Now, I know it's your first time on the
tenet,
stream.
the anime is real.
Anime is not real.
We do have a rule on this stream. Don't watch anime. That's the rule. It's the most broken rule in existence, if my chat is to be believed. So, Nick, since you've never watched Kim Possible, what I need to do for you then, real quick, is find... Now, I gotta find a picture of Shigo, so you know, like, the ballpark here. Mm-hmm. But the trick is going to be to try to find a picture of Shigo that is not pornography.
Yeah.
That's going to be the trick.
Just turn Google Safe Search on when you make that.
Oh, I think we got it here. Oh, the Kim Possible wiki to the rescue. Great.
I'm a little bit surprised that the Kim Possible wiki did not have a pornographic picture illustrating her.
This was one of my favorite cartoons back in the day. I say back in the day, I was 20. So. Alright.
Let's see. I got my stats. I got my car.
Oh, I can't put it on the table. I'm not the host.
Gear.
Here, I'll post it in the Twitch chat then. There we go. There's a picture of Shigo.
Okay, let's see this.
Difference is we're not going for green. I'm going for black and white.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
And maybe not the radioactive hand thing. That's weird, and I'm not weird. I am negative weird.
You're super normal.
Extremely normal, yes.
And that explains
totally
why you're hanging out with me so much.
Right. I am so normal that, like, I refuse to believe that other people are weird either. So to me, you're normal, just like a kind of different kind of normal.
A different kind of normal.
Steve, I'm looking at your cult notes.
Yep.
There's one thing I don't think that you saw. Like, would you characterize them as your cult, your scene, your family, your staff? Your
they're a cult.
Or your court. Okay. All right, they're your cult.
That's why it says cult there.
Okay.
Nick. Under gear, it says fashion suitable to your look. You detail.
Yeah.
It just means come up with what I think I look like, or
yeah.
is there like a gear section that I haven't seen?
There's a little section on look. If you let's see if I can. Let me get to your
it's in the
driver page.
It's in
There's a few options. You know, you can be a man, woman, and French dressing. So you choose your look first, and then if you want, you can choose your fashion that's suitable to that.
All right.
So here's my question. Under my weapons, it says rifle, harm, far, reload, loud. If I take that rifle and then customize it with silenced, it just becomes harm, far, reload. It's no longer loud. Because it says minus loud. Okay, then that's self-explanatory then. Nice intuitive rule set. I enjoy it. So I get to pick 2 options then. What is AP ammo? Armor piercing?
Armor piercing.
Armor piercing, yeah.
It means the harm you do, their armor is not taken into account.
Okay. Then yeah, you know what? I am gonna mix in a little bit quiet. We're gonna go for a sniper rifle. let's do this right.
You're gonna go AP ammo silenced?
I was thinking scoped and silenced.
Okay.
Because I've already got far, and it says +1 harm at far.
Right.
So if I'm reading this right, it's 2 times harm. Is that a dot or a minus?
That's a hyphen. That's
hyphen.
2 harm.
2 harm. So that turns into a 3 harm rifle then. If I went scope and silence. Okay.
Yeah, you can't use it like at close range
Mm-hmm.
or at ranges less than far.
Right.
It's still 2 harm.
Okay, so it's 3 harm at far.
Yeah.
But it's 2 harm if I'm okay.
If you're not sniping somebody, then it's just 2 harm.
If I'm outside of my effective range, I roll at disadvantage. Got it. And the properties of a rifle, it has far and reload.
Okay.
What does that reload mean? Does that mean I just can't fire it every round or some such?
Let me look that up.
Okay.
Let's see. Look at the index here.
One of my biggest video gaming regrets is that Kim Possible came out as a cartoon after Capcom lost the Disney licenses. Because a Capcom made Kim Possible would have kicked ass. All I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right, reload. Using it means the character, you have to take a specific action to reload or reset before you use it again.
Got it. Okay. That's that's pretty standard in any game I've played that has weird firearms in it. Like 7th Sea is a pirate game. You have single shot flintlock rifles and things. So you basically just wear 7 guns, so you never have to bother to roll reload. That's how you get around that.
Yeah, I mean that's what they did in real life, more or less. Maybe not 7 guns, but they'd have more than one single shot pistol on them.
No, I wore 7. 4 on my chest,
No.
2 in my waist, 1 in my boot.
I'm just saying the real life answer to that problem was multiple guns. Maybe not that many, but yeah.
No, I had 2 in my boot and 1 in my waist, because the other side of my waist I needed for my sword. I played a 7th Sea character once named Rolando, who was a Spanish ventriloquist, and he had a gun hidden inside of his dummy.
Like you'd open his mouth and it'd shoot a bullet out.
Exactly. That was exactly
that's
it.
Beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. 7th Sea, huh?
7th Sea is a great game.
It really is.
Probably the most unbalanced game I've ever played, just in terms of combat mechanics, but so with this custom hand weapon, I'm not really picking a weapon off a list. I'm kind of designing what I want it to be. So if I were to go with size, I would go with handle, because it says 1 harm hand. And then I would pick 2 options here. I guess spikes, maybe. Yeah, because some of these have asterisks that count as 2 options. So if I wanted a long blade, if I want to be Sephiroth, that counts as both of my options.
Right.
But Sephiroth is boring, so we're going to go with infinite size.
Okay. So you're choosing basically hidden knives.
Yeah. I'm going... So, yeah, handle, spikes, and hidden.
Yeah. Hand in this, that's your range.
Right.
So far was your range for the rifle, hand is your range for this custom hand weapon.
And then the other range would be area. That would be the sweep of a staff.
Right.
Tell you what, I'll go with hand and range, and you guys take care of everything in between. If we need somebody hit at medium range, McDohl, you hit him with your car.
Got it.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to be hitting anything. I'm just going to be trying to convert them to enjoying a party.
Hey man, that works in Duck Game.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the Hocus now. You don't get any kind of weapon for your gear.
Nope.
You just get your followers.
I get followers. I can tell my followers to attack somebody, probably.
Yeah. I think there are definitely rules for using a gang as a weapon. several of your fellows are probably going to die if that happens, but yeah.
I'm pretty sure that most of them would die if that happens.
Listen, that's why they're called the Faithful, okay? So I've got a sniper rifle, and I've got infinite size, essentially, that are hidden somewhere in my form-fitting leotard. In fact, let me add that to the looks here.
Form-fitting leotard.
Let's see here, by default.
There we go. Form-fitting black and white checkered catsuit.
So I guess that would be the fashion suitable to your look.
Yeah. Essentially. So that gives me 1 armor because I opted for fashion instead of actual armor.
Okay.
Now it says oddments worth 2 barter. Do I have to detail what those are, or does that just mean I have 2 barter?
Means you have 2 barter.
Okay. If it comes up, we'll say that I deal in antique weapons.
What was the other one you chose for your custom hand weapons? You chose infinite and something else?
Spikes.
Spikes, okay.
Yeah. Get all stabby up in there. I have to know, though, what does the messy qualifier mean on weapons like the shotgun?
Let me look that up for you.
Like, I know what it means.
I bet it's great.
What's the mechanical use of it?
Messy, it's loud, it might hit every person in this area, might miss anybody, and it leaves a mess behind. Cosmetic property damage, blood and gore, bar for crap, or other than bodily produce, or some kind of mess is appropriate.
I feel like somebody hit Fantasy Name Generator pretty hard when listing the sample names for the Battlebabes.
I'm mad because I couldn't, like, Fantasy Name Generator let me down. They don't have Apocalypse World, and I feel like that's a real missed opportunity because you need random names in this game. You're going to go through them like,
you should
just like oil.
Email the guys a copy of the PDF. Be like, here.
I've got a separate non-fantasy name generator, an actual Apocalypse World NPC generator. I don't like it that much because it uses a lot of the names that are given as references in the book.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like that if you use this thing, then all of your NPCs are going to be called things that come from the book.
Yeah.
That kind of doesn't sit well with me. I wish it had more actual randomness to it.
Cosmetic property damage is a mechanic, Pokey Dude. The example I know firsthand is the Men in Black RPG. Any property damage you cause, you all know the Men in Black, right? The Will Smith movie,
oh, yeah.
Hunting aliens and whatnot. Any property damage you cause has to be explained, or you have to have like a cleanup unit come in and neuralize people. And that has like an actual cost in the game. You're not supposed to cause property damage. You got to keep it on the DL.
And I imagine it's the same thing in Apocalypse World. I mean, everything is already so broken down and run down and just destroyed as it is. If you go in and cause more damage to somebody else's property, they're going to be pissed at you.
So, Steve's Hocus, looking at the on the looks here, he just says, "Who knows? It's wearing a full hood and cloak, and may or may not also be a leper, but has a deep, compelling voice." And McDohl's driver is ridiculously unassuming.
Ridiculously unassuming.
Ridiculously.
He's a little weirder than you are, than your Battlebabe is. In that he's zero weird.
Yeah.
He understands that maybe there's some weird things.
So, I am 3 cool, and 3 is the highest of any of us. Nobody beats me in cool.
You're the only one who has cool.
Yeah, I'm the only. Yeah, you guys both have 0.
Yeah, you are the only one with coolness.
You guys got no chill.
I'm also the only one with a 3. Y'all are just rocking 2s. Look at that.
I could have taken a 3, but I would have had to give up one of my other moves.
Yeah, one of the specific Hocus moves is you can increase your weird to 3.
Ah.
Yeah, you could be even stranger. Yeah, which is called fucking whack nut.
I think I got everything.
My
I just
favorite
need a name.
my favorite move name is, check out the Gunlegger. Has a move name all in caps.
Let's see here.
Not to be fucked with.
In battle,
In
you
battle,
count,
you count as a gang.
So, he's got like all his moves are good. There's one just called "fuck this shit."
Yeah.
He's got one called "Insano" like Drano. That's good. I'm reading the Gunlugger weapon options now. He chooses, like, he's got 3 classifications of weapons, okay? Like, he picks one backup weapon, like a 9mm, or grenades, you know, something like that. Or machete, you know, machete, good backup weapon. Then he's got his serious guns. He carries 2 of these. Things like a grenade tube, magnum, SMG, hunting rifle. Then he gets one fuck-off big gun. A grenade launcher, a silenced sniper rifle, etc.
I like that one of the Gunlegger's sample names is Buddy.
Buddy.
So you got this guy armed to the teeth. No one wants to cross ever, and he's called Buddy.
It's because they're all dog names.
It's true.
He's got another one up there that just says man.
Oh, I like that one too.
Yeah.
Where did they get these names? Vonk the Sculptor? So if you're playing a Gunlugger, you can pick Vonk the Sculptor, Man, Fluffy, or Buddy.
You know what?
Or
That's
Fifi.
the only one where I think I would use one of the recommended names.
Yeah.
I love it. Fifi. They actually suggest Fifi as a Gunlugger name.
I like that one of the drivers suggests names. They're all car names, but one of them is SUV. Because they don't, because people in the post-apocalyptic world don't understand what SUV
means. Yeah.
It's just a collection of letters now. Your name is SUV.
Naming is the hardest part of any character. By far.
I was my proudest ever Apocalypse World name was I played an angel, whose name was Eknalumba.
Nobody gets that. You're gonna have to explain that.
Because that's what's painted on ambulances.
Oh. Oh my god. You're a terrible man. Like you're going to jail. They're on their way. I'm thinking like, wait a minute, that's like some shit out of the Book of Revelations or something. No, it's not. One of the Battlebabe names is Absinthe.
A lot of the Battlebabe names sound like stripper names. Probably not a coincidence.
One of them's just Smith. The name I went with, I don't know if I mentioned, is I went with Domino.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went with the only name that
Which
makes...
for me, when you said, crazy ninja girl striking black and white coloration, I was thinking of actual Domino from the X-Men.
Oh, did I accidentally roll up an X-Man? That's too bad.
I think you may have.
Let me find you an image of Domino.
Okay. Yeah, Steve went with the voice.
Yeah, it's the only thing that I can reasonably do with that description.
Here, I'll
I may
paste this
call
into
your
the
character
Twitch.
Voicey.
I'll
Not
paste
just
an image
Voicey.
into Twitch for you, Brick.
Oh, okay.
Ask Voicey over there. You may know.
Yeah, that's close to what I was picturing. I mean, flip back and forth between that and Shigo, it's pretty similar. Just
Yeah.
different colors, and obviously the X-Man has much, larger in the in the chesticle region. I don't think I've read an X-Man comic since 1992. I went through a
That's a
very
bad one,
brief
Domino.
comics phase way back in the day.
I think Domino made her debut in '92-ish.
My favorite X-Men
X-Force.
character back when I read was Jubilee, because I thought Jubilee had the coolest look of anybody. So I bought a bunch of Wolverine comics because it was at the time they were printing a series where he was hanging out with Jubilee a lot, and then she stopped making an appearance. Well, I'm not reading that guy's comics anymore. That was stupid. Then I started reading Spider-Man 2099.
That was my first comic too.
Was it?
Yeah,
That was the good shit. I don't even know if they still print that.
they do. He's made a revival in recent years.
Nice. Miguel O'Hara, I think was his name.
Yep.
And he had a holographic maid,
That's right, Lila.
Lila. I remember one issue of the comic, issue 1 or 2 or something, she was trying out a bunch of different looks for herself, and one of them she turned into Aunt May, and I didn't get it because I didn't know who Aunt May was. But I showed the issue to my cousin, who's a big comic collector, and he burst out laughing and explained it to me, and I still didn't get it.
Alright. I got a name.
Okay.
You may call me Cam.
Alright, so we have Cam is the
Cam.
driver, we have the voice, and we have Domino.
All right. So what we're going to do now is we've already kind of been doing this a little bit, but let's go around and introduce our characters to each other in the stream.
Okay. So is this where we're doing... Hold on here. Is this where we're doing our HX, our history?
We're going to do that right after we introduce each other.
Okay. So I'll be playing Domino. And for looks, Domino has striking black and white coloration. She has albino white skin and stark black hair. And she wears this form-fitting black and white checkered catsuit. She has a sniper rifle strapped to her back named Birdie. And she has an infinite number of size hidden somewhere inside the form-fitting catsuit named Jax.
Okay.
And she really enjoys killing people. And she's really good at it.
All right. What does she do when she's not killing people?
I would see her as like a hitman. She's a contract
Okay.
killer. That's her profession. So the
Okay,
question
so-
of what does she do when she's not doing that is looking for more opportunities to do that. When it dries up, she
All right.
moves on.
Does she take that from anybody, or is she mainly in contract to say the Heart Holder or something, the boss of this whatever compound that you guys live in?
I would say that she would.
I guess what I'm asking is she generally work for hire, or does she have a patron?
She would have a patron.
Okay.
Unless the contract was extraordinarily big. Mostly because she doesn't want to be on anybody's bad side.
So
but
she can be enticed to do something against the patron's interest for a lot of jingle.
Exactly. Is that the word jingle? Is that what we're going with?
There's a bunch of words Jingle's one of them.
Remember, I like Planescape. I'm all about, I'm all about the weird can't. So yeah. To date, though, that hasn't happened.
Okay.
Whether or not she has moral lines she won't cross has also never come up before.
All right.
Not in the first act, anyway.
All right, sounds good.
I can go next.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
My class is the driver. His name, the character's name is Cam, which is short for Camaro, but everyone calls him Cam. So,
All right.
He's I wrote in the notes. He's ridiculously unassuming. He's a tall, sort of lanky individual. He wears a very dirty white T-shirt and jeans, covered in oil. Clearly he works on his car look.
Okay.
He loves his vehicle. He loves his car. A particularly odd note, most car aficionados refer to their cars as females. He refers to all of his cars as males, I've decided. He has a look to him that is very cold and distant. Haven't really figured out why he's that way, but it is. He only ever seems to get excited talking about cars or car-related things.
Okay. So that's all he cares about in life is cars and car-related things.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I've got so far.
Where does he... Okay.
No, go ahead.
Where does he get his cars or his car parts if he builds them himself?
I can see him going hunting, scrounging for them. Like he knows he needs something or he wants to do something. He has the intuition of I need to go here, go to some sort of scrap heap or something.
So
Meticulously go through what he needs to find and then finds what he needs. He's not satisfied until he finds exactly what he needs.
All right. Who controls the scrap heap? Because it sounds like there's valuable stuff in there if you're just getting car parts that actually work.
Yeah. Let's go with like a certain warlord control the scrap heap, and basically what happens is he maintains their vehicle. Like when they need like a vehicle fixed or something, he will repair their vehicle, and in return, he will. He's basically free reign of finding whatever junk he can in the scrapyard.
Okay, so in exchange for maintaining this warlord's vehicles, he gets free reign.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me 1 second here.
Sure.
We're gonna call this warlord Tao.
All right.
So let me start making some notes here. Tao is a warlord who...
You're saying Tao, right? T-A-O?
Yep.
Got it.
Probably in a more civilized age, we'd be pronouncing his name as Dao, but this is a post-apocalypse, and no one has any idea how you were supposed to say that word.
At the bottom
And
of our
China
character
doesn't exist in the post-apocalypse? That's pretty grim.
Like it just vanished. Just all of a sudden.
There's a big hole where China used to
We
be.
just call it the Chinese Ocean now. We have no idea where it went.
All right, good to know.
Introduce us to your car, Cam.
Yeah.
What's up?
Let's hear
Tell us
about your
Oh,
car.
the car. Yeah. It's a vintage coupe. Like, think older 60s giant metallic things. That giant gas guzzlers. Its actual stat-related things are its frame is a coupe. It is strength. It's fast and aggressive. It looks very powerful. It's a muscle car. Of course, since it is an old vintage car, it chokes down gas like there's no tomorrow. And it is also incredibly unreliable, which is why Cam is fixing it and repairing it all the time. But he loves it.
All right.
He will have a name for it eventually.
He should have a name for it now.
He should.
I mean, not saying right now at this second.
I'm
but
trying.
by the time,
I will. I'm
by the time we
thinking of
start
one.
the game,
Yeah,
that car needs a name.
absolutely.
Meanwhile, I'm going to see if Fantasy Name Generator has
And
a
I'm
car
thinking.
section.
I'm thinking of one.
Yeah.
Black metallic paint. Sort of. It drives Cam nuts that it's not perfect. There's dings and dents and scratches because it's inevitable in the apocalypse.
Okay. I'll come back to you in a second, and we can talk more about your car.
All right.
For now, I have another question for Domino.
Okay.
Is Tao the same warlord that you are in Hawk 2?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
That sounds good to me.
All right. So let's hear more about this car.
Leather seats, manual transmission. It's got like 3 gears, which would be appropriate at the time. What else would you like to know about it?
How long have you had it?
Years.
Years.
Very,
Wow.
yeah, long time.
That's a long time in the post-apocalypse to own the car.
Well, he loves it, so he loves him, I should say.
Oh,
So,
I have good news. Fantasy Name Generator has a car name generator.
does it really?
It really does.
Oh man,